I do this on the lunchtime stream too. There we go.
Hey.
Hello everyone, welcome to our Update 22 lunch... Hello everyone, welcome to our Update 22 live preview on... this is actually taking place on the Lamania public preview server. We're here to give you a look at Update 22 coming in June to Dungeons & Dragons Online. With me here is some content developers and systems developers. We have Knockback, say hello.
Hi guys.
We have Sealstar.
Hey everybody.
And we have Varguil.
Howdy.
And I even pronounced that correctly. What do you know? Alright, so Update 22 is Pirates of the Thunder Sea. It is Three Barrel Cove being epicked. We have guild airships, new guild airship amenities, the Swashbuckler, a single weapon fighting line of feats, and you can even slap monsters in the face. So let's get started here with a bit of a preview. For those who don't know, this is similar to what we'd be showing the members of the press, but is catered a little bit since we know that you guys actually are DDO players themselves, so we're catering it a little bit more to you guys, and we do appreciate you all joining us. Thanks. I am keeping an eye on the chat stream here as well. Malokio, is it the microphone volume that's a little low, or the game audio that's a little low? I'll just go with that. Alright, so to start off here, we're actually going to head to a guild airship and show you our new amenities. Right now we're in the Three Barrel Cove public area, but let's head on over.
Charles, did you want to talk about Update 22?
Yeah, I'll just talk. Cordovan covered many of the high-level stuff, but I'll get into a little bit more of the crunchy details. Update 22 includes 5 quests and a landscape. 4 of those quests are classic Three Barrel Cove quests that have been epified, which means not just epic monsters, but also different monsters and a different storyline to go along with it. And the 5th quest is a brand new capstone quest, which we'll see a little bit of later on. We'll also see the landscape later on.
Let me actually head up to the top of our airship and give you a nice view of this sucker. This is a pretty, this is the Kraken, if I believe, correct?
I think that's correct.
Yep.
There's 6 new airships. Yeah, there's 6 new airships. 3 available for platinum, 3 available for shards. In addition to the 6 older airships that are still there, of course. The newer airships have more space in them for the new amenities. They also have lots of fancy things like double rings and pennants, and there's been a lot of art in the new added to the airships and the amenities themselves. And also on the top deck there is a buff bar.
That's what we're seeing here right now.
Which basically you can click on and get all your buffs, which will have interesting and different icons. Right now they all look like strength, but
all strength.
So that anything that's installed on your airship at the time, you will just get them all. You don't need to necessarily run around the entire airship like you used to get all of your buffs.
Alright, let's actually head into the airship decks. This one, 4 decks and a cargo hold. The cargo hold is what is used to hold your pre-Update 22 old airship amenities, for those of you who still have them hanging around. And let's head on over to, let's say, the 2nd deck here and take a look at some of what these new airship amenities look like. As you can see, the airship itself is quite a bit larger than our older airships. We still do have these Storm Glories, and they too got a bit of a makeover here as well.
Right. All of the old airships have been updated to use the new amenities and have the buff bar on top. The new amenities themselves are rooms, such as you're seeing here. This is, I think, the danger room.
This is the danger room.
Yep.
Which you can, in fact, get yourself killed in if you're not careful.
It's even more dangerous now. I should just point out, before we get too far in, that this is an old build from last week.
Mm-hmm.
And coming soon on Lamania is a new build that contains many changes, including a deadlier danger room.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, this is on Lamania. This is not our final build of Update 22. It is still in active development, so it's something you'll need to keep in mind. How you actually change out the amenities on your airship is by pushing the button that you'll see on every floor here. And this will open up, similar to what is already there, a hook point. You'll click on the hook point and see all the various amenities that are available to you. You can buy them and place them, and once you do purchase them, they are permanent. So you will not need to re-buy your amenities over and over again. Once you've purchased them, they are yours to keep. For example, let's place, how about maybe the floating rock garden?
Yeah, it's pretty nice one.
Yep.
Note that these prices are all placeholder if you're looking at them closely. Some amenities, most of the amenities can be purchased directly on your ship this way. Some of them are also available from ARC end rewards. So if you're doing quest arcs, they will show up in the end reward list there. That is the way to get some of them, such as the higher level experience shrines.
I'm going to have to actually head back out here. We're having a little bit of
Some technical difficulties. Some of the ways that the new amenities are different from the old ones is the new amenities last much longer. By default, they last 3 hours instead of 1 hour. They pause in public areas, so if you're not in the middle of a quest, your time is not counting down. They also don't go away on death. So a lot of this, the goal was to prevent you from needing to go back to the airship after every quest, or because one person died, they feel they need to go back. We want to let you just keep playing. That's an important part of these changes here.
We should also mention that guild levels are increasing. They do go up all the way to 200. If you have banked XP, that should take into account as well. Starting at level 150, we have returned Renowned Decay. This is just for basically bragging rights, because there are no things that are unlocked above level 150. What you're seeing here is one of the larger rooms. There are large rooms, small hook points, that sort of thing. So this is one of the larger rooms. Let's head back over. This is one of our paradoxical puzzle boxes. And you'll see the ability to get buffs and such from that by clicking on it. Each one does have its own look, and there are quite a few amenities to choose from. This one is the haunted library.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, it's so haunted it doesn't even know its own name. There are different themes for the different amenities. There's a pirate theme, for example. So you can configure the way your airship looks in addition to getting different cool buffs.
And of course, we still have many of the old amenities that are services, such as a banker or crafting stations, mailbox, that kind of thing. Is all still in there.
How about, let's see, maybe the Ninja Assassin looks pretty cool. Let's look at that. This looks like a bit of a dojo. Yeah.
It's so secret you can't see it.
Yeah. As we said, this is a little bit of an older build. Quite a few of these issues have been worked out already in the coming builds.
Yeah, right. Let's head over. But anyway, you get an idea of how to buy and place the amenities. It's actually a really easy process there to do. Here's another one of the large rooms. So we can turn off the UI just so you can take a nice look at it. This one does have the various altars for crafting and that sort of thing in there. Altar of Devastation, Eldritch Altar of Fecundity, Altar of Invasion, Altar of Subjugation. This one's, let's see, which one is this one?
That is the Storm Reaver room.
Storm Reaver.
The memorial.
Yes. Yes, it's missing a sword.
Yeah.
Most of these rooms do give buffs to multiple stats, unlike the older amenities. I think there's approximately 40 different amenities, different rooms.
Yep.
That most of that you can get a large number of them up through guild level 50. The very highest ones go up to level 150 because again there's no power or buffs past level 150 for guild level.
That's Planescaller. It'll teleport you different places. The captain on the top of your airship will also teleport you to those places if you have a Planescaller.
Now you had mentioned that the top deck, not in this build that we're seeing right here, but in one of our before the final update, is actually going to be a what's like a tavern property as well.
So yeah, somebody was pointing this out on the forums recently. There were no, in the most recent Lamani build, no tavern volumes in any amenities, but that was just a bug, which has now been fixed. So if you buy the Sellsword Tavern, that has a tavern volume. If you buy a large enough airship so that it has a hot tub in it, the hot tubs have tavern volumes. And if you buy a banquet hall, the banquet hall itself has a tavern volume in it. And also, if you buy the banquet hall, it will put a tavern volume on your upper deck.
One of my favorite amenities, I don't know if it's in here or not, is the archery range, which I believe contains the House Beneath patron vendor. If you're like me and purchase arrows from that particular vendor a lot, it'll save you a trip to House Beneath, which is pretty handy.
Is that the tactical training? No, we've already got that.
There's it's just called archery.
Well, it's just called archery range.
Okay. Well, maybe we already have it placed.
Could be.
Might be somewhere else. There's a bunch of other classics that are there. There's still a room with the training dummy if you want to continue to beat on him.
And I know we had somebody ask this. Let me see if I can actually find it. I know it's on one of these floors. The bacon is still...
Yes, bacon.
Bacon is safe.
Do you know which floor that's on, by any chance?
No, I don't.
I'm not sure offhand.
It's in the galley, but...
Some of it is also getting,
there we
some
are.
of it is getting updated. The larger
3
ships
strips.
do have more bacon.
Yes, the larger your ship, the more bacon, and we have some really large ships, so you get even better stuff.
Yeah. And as you saw, the spa is still available as well. Let's try maybe placing another one here. How about
The dance hall is hard to resist.
Yes, it is. One might call it irresistible.
The NPCs in this build are shy, but they've got dance fever in the most recent build.
Throw it down and party.
I expect that to be a popular guild amenity. Let's put it that way. Let's see, maybe one final one before we take a look at the move over to the swashbuckler.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, so you can even make your airship look like the great outdoors.
Complete with wildlife.
I suppose just to be complete here, why don't we head to the cargo hold and explain a little bit how you can utilize your amenities that you have still hanging around. It's basically just a big open area where you can place all your old amenities, just like you would normally under the way you do it right now.
Yeah.
Let's see, taking a quick look at chat. Amenity. We do not yet have an amenity for teleporting to evening stars. The green steel altars, those are the ones, those are a large room, right?
That's a stateroom, yes.
Yep.
A stateroom.
One of the larger rooms.
Yep. Yeah, that's a civic. We should be changing the black color of guild names at level 200 here. If it's not right away in update 22, it will be shortly. That's something that people are a bit of a bug on right now. All right, let's head out of the stateroom here and get back to the top deck of our ship and take a quick look at the swashbuckler. I've actually rolled up a swashbuckler here. This guy is Swashy McBuckler, which makes perfect sense. There we go.
There we are.
All right, so can you tell me a little bit about the swashbuckler? What's their deal?
So the Swashbuckler tree is a new enhancement line for bards that focuses on single weapon fighting DPS and damage mitigation through quick movement and avoiding damage altogether where possible. They tend to fight with light weapons such as rapiers, short swords, anything finessable really, and either fight with nothing or a buckler in their offhand.
And it's largely to be complementary to a new feat line called single weapon fighting, although the single weapon fighting feat is independent, so it's not required to be a swashbuckler in order to take advantage of it.
Right.
Yeah, the single weapon line of feats provides bonuses to wielding a single weapon in your main hand and nothing, an orb or I believe a rune arm in your offhand.
For any one-handed weapons, yep.
Yep, for one-handed weapons. So it adds some punch to a lot of builds that want to use a single one-handed weapon.
We know some players have been wanting to play this style, and it mathematically hasn't really added up, but we wanted to make it possible.
So taking a look a little bit at the tree, and we'll, I think we're actually going to set aside next Wednesday's lunchtime stream to really go through this tree itself, but there are some nice special abilities dealing with, say, insults, managing sort of, you're basically making people angry and sort of being the swashbuckler type. There's even a slap in the face, which you can do.
Yes. One of my favorites is in the top right corner there, exploit weakness. Essentially, when you are swashbuckling, which means you're wearing light armor and wielding a finessable weapon, every time you hit an enemy and don't score a critical hit, your critical threat range goes up by 1. And it keeps going up by 1 until you crit on something. What this essentially means is that the swashbuckler crits quite a bit more often than a lot of other types of characters might.
I know people are into this top tree, so we also have a +6 to reflex and +6 to max dex of armor. Coup de grace, which is an insta-kill attack. It's an attack with a 3-weapon bonus. If an enemy is dancing, dazed, fascinated, mesmerized, paralyzed, petrified, sleeping, stunned, or tripped, if they fail a fortitude save, which is a d20 plus your perform skill, they instantly die. Yeah,
bards are some of the best characters in the game at crowd control, and this is an ability that, when you successfully crowd control, you have a pretty good chance of killing your target.
Do you know if that has the 1,000 hit point limit that the Vorpal weapon
does? I don't believe it does, no.
Okay. It's more like Assassinate.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's see. What else? Any questions here in the chat about Swashbuckler before we sort of move on to other things? Yes, Swashbuckler is new to this update.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 3rd bard tree.
Yep. So. 3rd tree that bards get. If you have a bard, it should gain the tree on update 22 launch.
Okay. And it does the top tier ability you just mentioned, the exploit weakness. It does reset then when you crit.
Yes, yes. When you crit, your threat range goes back down to what it normally is.
Yeah. All right, maybe we should put this to work in the Three Barrel Cove public area.
Yes.
Three Barrel Cove.
So Three Barrel Cove now has a public area. It didn't used to have a public area except for the Salty Wench Tavern. And an interesting thing about it is the town never had a name. It was always just Three Barrel Cove. But we decided Three Barrel Cove is the name of the island, because that's what the Eberron sourcebook says. And the name of the town is Barrel's Bottom. And it's now a full-service public area. It's got a banker, and it's got an auctioneer, and it's got a vendor. And because of that, we've moved some of the explorer points around and one of the rares. And there's some new explorer points out in the landscape. Don't worry though, if you've done your old explorer for Three Barrel Cove, you're still done. You're still counts.
Cool. Also, just to get a little lore heavy here, can you tell me just a little bit about Three Barrel Cove and how it relates to the Thunder Sea?
Yes. So this update is Pirates of the Thunder Sea, and Three Barrel Cove is in fact an island located in the midst of the Thunder Sea, close to the Shargon's Teeth, a set of islands. And it's the sea between the main continent of Corvair and the wilderness continent of Zendrick. And it is an excellent place for piracy.
You'll actually see, you just saw briefly, we have a solid state drive, so you didn't see it very long, but there's a new splash screen, which shows you a nice map of Three Barrel Cove as well. So this is the wilderness adventure area, where you'll be doing your questing and fighting various pirates and engaging in airship combat. So that's one of the bigger things you'll be doing, is actually fighting airships out here. Can you tell me a little bit how that works?
So while you're out in the landscape, you'll sometimes encounter airships. They're essentially rares. And when they see you, they will do one of two things. They will either shoot zip lines down with pirates on them, or they'll bombard you, as they're doing right now. Oh, now it's also shooting a zip line. And they're quite deadly. They're deadlier in Lamania right now than they will be in the final release. What you need to do when you see a airship is do one of two things. Either find a ballista so you can shoot it down, or ever figure out a way to board it. That one's so high up in the air you won't be able to board it, but you should be able to find a ballista.
And there are some, though, that you can board. And if you board them, you actually can fight the pirates on the airship.
You can fight pirates on the airship, and you can disable their engine room. Again, not in the current Lamania build, but in a Lamania build that's coming soon. So you can fire the ballistas at the airship. Yeah, you can see it.
Oh, too low.
Those are particularly dangerous if your friends happen to be standing underneath the ballista shot.
Yes.
Yeah, be careful.
You can also use the ballistas to kill monsters on the landscape, though usually you want to get rid of the airship before you use it for that purpose.
So you can see these guys actually teleporting down, right? Or not teleporting, but zip-lining down to engage in the fight. So there's things for both ranged and melee to do. Looks like I actually have my admin auto kill on.
Yeah.
And you can attack these grappling hooks to
And
prevent them from doing their thing.
Yep, if you destroy the grappling hook, then no more guys can zip down that line. And we're going to see more of that in the capstone. Incidentally, you just saw the ballista blow up. They won't actually blow up on the landscape in the final version. Let's try recalling out of the landscape and heading into the capstone. As I said, there are 5 dungeons in this pack, 4 of which are epified Three-Barrel Cove dungeons. The 4 that have been epified are Legend of Two-Toed Tobias, Old Grey Garl, Prove Your Worth, and Ghost of a Chance. And then there's a new capstone. There's also an epic quest arc with treasure at the end. And the quest arc deals with the treasure of Azrat's Ree. Azrat's Ree, if you recall, is the head of the Blood Tide pirate crew, who you killed at the end of Sentinels of Stormreach. He was the ogre mage who disguised himself as a rat. And Azrat's Ree hid a bunch of treasure in Three-Bell Cove. And now that Azrat's Ree is dead, all the other pirates are looking for this treasure. You have been hired to find this treasure by the Dragons of Arganessen. They don't actually want the treasure, they just want one piece of treasure in Azrat's Ree's hoard. They just want a piece of the Draconic Prophecy. And all the rest of this treasure, they're going to give to you. And so you spend the quest arc tracking down this treasure. Yes, it is an occasion for dance. You spend the whole quest arc tracking down this treasure, and in the capstone you finally get it. But there's so much of it, you need to haul it all back to Stormreach. And for that, your old buddy, Captain Owl's Cage, is going to take you on his airship.
We did have a question in chat that I believe we should be able to answer, and that is those ballista, there's no limit on the ammo there, right? You can just keep using it.
Yep, you can just keep on using it.
Now, one thing you'll be able to do during this capstone quest is actually assign sailors to various things. You can have them, say, man the ballista, either defend it or defend against people trying to attack it, or perhaps even man the ballista itself. And there's another thing that you can do as well, which you'll see here. Let's see if I can get it going beforehand. You can actually fire a broadside on. Maybe it's not working.
Yeah, it should.
Oh, I have that manned. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I will take care of it.
Tell him to go somewhere else. There we go.
Okay, you'll see it. You can shoot off, and there are some reticules there for aiming. There's aim down, left, right, and up, and so you can use that, which you'll see, I believe, actually quite shortly, why you will need to do a little bit of aiming. But you can have them man the ballista, man the engine room, help defend, the ship from attackers, which, yes, there will be attackers. And let's get started here by talking to Captain Cage.
And once you talk to Captain Cage, you'll begin the voyage. It takes you 10 minutes to travel to Stormreach, but while that's going on, you may be attacked. And on the aft side, a pirate airship is coming up now.
See, you didn't know I knew what aft was. I actually do know what the.
This is a good quest to practice your nautical terminology and possibly your talk like a pirate skills. So pulling up out of the fog there, yep, there's a pirate airship. Note our guys are using the ballista to attack it. You can also man the ballista yourself if you think you can do better. And you have a number of different options during these. You can man the weapons yourself. You can repair the weapons. You can heal your guys because this pirate airship is going to start attacking us soon.
And you'll see there is actually a wind effect here that I'm going to try to...
Yeah, the wind will actually push you forward.
Yeah.
See if I can score a hit here.
Oh,
Oh,
wow. Sailed around. Oh, now you're getting it.
Very good.
Yeah.
I actually took out my broadside cannons here.
Oh.
You see, I did do a little bit of damage there on the, actually not a little bit, about, what, 20% or so, so far. You can destroy these airships.
When parts of your own airship are damaged, you can spend time repairing them. If I'm not mistaken, having good repair skills means you can repair them faster.
You'll repair them faster with good repair skills. So, you know, more fortune wizards will love it.
Now, eventually, we're going to, we'll see, we drift to a stop. They've basically knocked out our patrols, and now the fighting actually begins.
Right, so the enemy airship is now going to board us and start fighting.
Let's give them a dance hall.
I'm going to go and repair the bridge.
I kind of wish I'd taken coup de grace now.
Yeah.
So you should be able to board it, and you can even go, in this build, go into the engine room.
Mm-hmm.
The other engine room behind you.
There we go.
This is from last Thursday's build.
Yep.
We can do this?
Yep. Yep. That's good. So as you can see, we're now in the engine room, which is defended. But if you kill all the defenders, you should be able to disable the engine, which will destroy the airship.
You probably don't want to be there when that happens, right?
No.
As soon as you destroy the engine room, you want to get out of the engine room.
It'll be fine.
You will be teleported to a safe place if you die while on the enemy airship.
Yeah, there's if you, as a matter of fact, if you fall off the airship because you are like me and don't always control your character very well, you will actually end up back in your airship as well.
Oh.
It's gonna blow.
I think it already did.
Yeah. Yeah, they must have taken it out with the ballista up top while we were fighting down below. Yeah.
There
Whoa.
it goes.
There you go.
Just in time. Is the other airship aft as well?
Not yet.
Maybe
Well,
take a quick look at chat. Can you steal their ham? No, but that's a great idea.
Oh, here comes another airship.
Now you can actually repair these ballista as well. It takes some time, but as a tactical strategy, particularly on higher difficulties, it may well be something you'll want to do.
And likewise, the more people you have in your party, the more you'll have the opportunity to keep everything in good repair.
Let's see if I did they take out the ballista on this side yet? No, but they will shortly.
Yep.
Oh, close.
Ooh, ooh.
Oh, coming to the board.
Yeah, they're on the other side this time. One of the swashbuckler abilities I think you might have just seen there is when you're missed in combat, enemies have a chance to be. sort of represents taking a swift step to the side and causing your enemy to fall over themselves.
Right. It's a bit of a riposte ability. There's a few of those.
Let's see. What we got left? Alright, so attacking. Let me see if I can do it again, huh? Because you know, do I. Well, I can kind of do a little bit of a cheaty admin thing and make my way over there. Let's do that. Just so we can show you what it's like.
Oh, it's because swashbucklers are totally awesome. That's why they're back. The pirate airship
Run!
destroyed.
Run!
Head for the hills.
She's gonna blow,
Haste is
Captain.
recommended.
Yes!
Oh no!
Go, 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 go.
Oh, we have a little bit of an admin bug, unfortunately. That's okay.
There, down it goes.
There it is.
I'm going to kill myself to prevent this one. Oops.
Some minor technical issues there.
Yeah, there's a little, there's a bug with our admin characters where you can, once they die, they can kind of disappear. This is something a non-admin would say. Which is actually a good point. How did I die? Should be a bit more. Guess I didn't use. Guess I didn't use my moral ability.
There we are.
Fortunately, it's not playing nice.
Jason was telling me about this today. I don't actually know what the cure for that is.
Yeah.
Huh.
Special admin powers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you can just let me be invisible. That's fine. We were going to
First
show
person,
the. Yeah, might as well, huh? We were going to show the final ship, right, and then call it. No, because you don't want to spoil things too badly.
Right, we don't want to show off the final boss. Well, we're going to take you to the final boss, but no further. Just a second.
Do swashbucklers specialize in rapiers and bucklers, or can my dwarf bard use his axe?
Depends on the kind of axe. Dwarven war axes are too heavy for that kind of thing. Hand axes, I believe, do work while swashbuckling, however.
And you could still use a dwarven war axe with single weapon fighting, but
Right.
not with swashbuckling.
But not with swashbuckling.
We have a question on loot. For Epic 3-Barrel Cove, will there be an epic upgrade from the rune arm that artificers can get out there? Here, there's a new rune arm.
There is a new rune arm in the pack. The existing heroic loot in 3-Barrel Cove was not made epic for this pack. It's all new loot.
Sure. All right.
You head back to the quest. The boss airship is threatening us.
Oh.
Which, as you can see, is a very large airship.
And this is actually similar to the one that we were just on, our own airship, although ours is in a little bit better shape than theirs. Theirs shows some signs of piratey activity, I guess.
Yeah, they are in fact similar airships, but yours is much nicer.
Less wear and tear.
Less wear and tear. You take better care of your ship than a pirate.
Good.
While we're waiting to be boarded, does anyone else have any other questions?
Yeah, let me. I want to. Unfortunately, I'm only using a one-monitor system here, so I kind of have to flip back and forth. But I guess we'll just sort of leave this where it is. Swashbuckler can use a buckler while swashbuckling with one of their other enhancements. That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How about heroic XP in 3-Barrel Cove? Did we take a pass at that at all? Do you know?
Yes. So we took a look at all the XP in 3-Barrel Cove, and the experience for all the quests in 3-Barrel Cove has been at least doubled, if not more. The one thing people want to know about is the experience for doing the puzzle in Ghost of a Chance has been tweaked down a little bit, but more experience has been added to all the other parts of Ghost of a Chance. But yeah, doing Three Barrel Cove should be a much more rewarding experience in the experience sense.
All right, like I said, we don't want to spoil the end here of our capstone.
So that's why Ferdinand died. He didn't want
That was
to-
on purpose.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why don't we slash death here and get back to...
Can't death while you're already dead.
It's also a bit easier to get around Three Bell Cove than it used to be, right?
Oh yes. Another thing that's been added to Three Bell Cove, although again not in the build we're looking at right now, is an NPC who will teleport you around to different places on the island if you have done Three Bell Cove quests before. So, for example, if you've done Ghost of a Chance, either on Heroic or Epic, he will teleport you to near Ghost of a Chance.
This is where you'll find the quest givers, right out there, from where you port into Three Barrel Cove.
Yep. There'll also be 2 new sagas. I don't know if those guys are there yet. Yeah, they're there,
Yep,
but
they're right
not
over there.
set up yet. 2 new sagas dealing with pirates, Three Bell Cove and Sentinels of Stormreach quests. One heroic saga, one epic saga.
I believe there to teleport to the airship from here, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
It might not be in this build,
that-
but it
That
seems.
quest swirly is in fact airship access. So
Yep.
you can finally get airship access from Three Bell Cove.
Although it's not hooked up on the Monia yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
But let's see. I guess you had mentioned that a new saga was with House Beneath. We should mention that we did bring back Storming the Beaches.
Storming the Beaches.
Oh,
Storming
yes.
the Beaches now has an epic setting. And you know those ballistas we were looking at earlier? Those ballistas are now in Storming the Beaches. So the good news is you can use the ballistas in Storming the Beaches against the monsters. The bad news is the monsters can also use the ballistas against you. So it's a bit more
It's a tough one.
Let's see. Someone mentions Captain 2 is back. Yes, and we actually explain how that works in the in the quest itself. I guess we won't spoil it for you here.
Yeah, although anyone who's paid careful attention to Sentinels of Stormreach will know how Captain 2 is back.
Yeah. Did we leave the Cursed Blade of Jack Gibbers to the minimum level 1 still?
Yes. Our current plan is to have it be minimum level 1. It's a particularly powerful item.
Yeah, why don't we talk about that? That's a really kind of
Yeah.
interesting little
The Cursed Blade of Jack Gibbers is an item that is found in one of the Epic Three Barrel Cove quests. It is an item that is connected to Jack Gibbers, who was a boss that appeared in the Crystal Cove event. Big Wraith, pirate hat, falchion through his chest. This item can only be used while dead, and once per rest, and when you use it, it resurrects you as a Wraith with a appropriate falchion through your chest for 1 minute, which can let you do any number of things.
Finish the quest.
Finish the quest.
Get to a real resurrection shrine, perhaps.
Yep. Run away.
Yeah. All right, well, we've got, I don't know, anything, it's about maybe 10 minutes here to ask some questions from the chat room. So if you've got a question you'd like to ask either content developer Knockback and either of our systems guys here, Steel Star or Vargwheel, go ahead, type it in the chat, and we'll see about answering a few more of these questions here. Sagas are intended to be fixed by update 22.
Yep, correct.
Yep. That was a question that was in the chat there. Let's see. Is this an official company live stream? Yes, it is.
Yes.
And you can also join us. We do this relatively new for us, but this is our second preview. We started with update 21 last time around. We're going to do more of these for future updates. You can also join us every Wednesday, starting at noon Eastern. We do a lunchtime live stream where we just go onto the live servers. We'll announce it on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and the DDO forums, and just kind of run quests, put up a public LFM, and see what happens. Today, in fact, we actually ran Blown to Bits on House Keenan.
On Elite, right?
Yeah, on Elite.
Did you in fact get blown to
15
bits?
to 20, and it did a few times. but it actually worked out pretty good. We actually managed to get through it all, and it even pulled a couple of cool pieces of things. So
Nice.
I said the two guys with me were Steel Star and who? That would be Knockback and Vargwheel. Yeah.
Knockback's currently hiding off camera. But
Yes.
But, are there epic versions of the heroic quests having paths monsters, are the epic versions of the heroic quest having paths monsters changed? Yes, on the monsters and the lore of the quest, the storyline. Largely, the quests themselves, in terms of layout, is intact.
Yeah, although there's a few twists in that regard as well. So, for example, the Legend of Two-Toed Tobias, which you'll recall is mostly underwater, is no longer mostly underwater. And Prove Your Worth, which is you'll recall is mostly about traps, has some new and very deadly traps.
Let's see. What else we got? Are there new fancy pants for the swashbuckler? We're working on new cosmetics for the swashbuckler. They're not going to make it in time for the release of Update 22, but it is something we're working on. We probably should have very soon after the release of Update 22, perhaps in the next patch.
Right, so we're working on swashbuckler cosmetic armor and also a new cosmetic hat. And I'll let you speculate wildly about that.
The cosmetic armor is in fact very fancy.
Is the list Dr. Octothor posted on basically a couple weeks ago still the current complete list of new items? I believe the answer to that is yes.
Yes, it's the current list of items that we intend to ship with Update 22. Since that list, the Rune Arm has had a bit of an update, and I believe I posted about that. The Great Club and both bucklers have had a few changes as well that haven't been posted about. You should be able to see those the next time Lamania gets propped.
Guild amenities as chain rewards. Any warning if the guild already has the guild amenity?
I don't think we currently have that set up.
Yeah.
So, but we did intentionally put them in the rewards instead of loot, just so that if you've already got everything, you can pick something else.
Yeah, you can always go and check and come back.
Yep. Let's see. Let's take some more questions here if you guys want to do that. An eye patch would be sick. Yes, it would be. Yes.
Oh, you should.
That the eye patch would
have
be
you told them about
goggles?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, right,
So an interesting thing that we haven't talked about yet, and I don't believe is in the current Lamania build. We've added a new player command for Update 22, player command being when you type into the chat log. Similar to how you can use the command show goggles to toggle the visibility of your goggles on or off, we've added the command goggles up, all one word. When you use the command goggles up on, it will take your goggles, which are normally displayed here on your eyes, and puts them up on your head. Which can be very cool looking if you're the kind of person who's likes having goggles on your head and not over your eyes. Just a cosmetic change, but something...
Yeah, it sort of takes them and puts them up on the top of your head so you see your eyes and your goggles on there. It's pretty cool.
So, just a small cosmetic thing, but an interesting addition nonetheless.
We had a question earlier I saw in chat. I guess now's a good time to answer it. Is energy resistance in the new guild amenities. We saw a few questions on that. Do you know how the new energy resistance works?
So the way the new energy resistance works is nearly all of the new amenities, the bonus type is guild instead of what it necessarily was for the old ones. So for instance, and many of them scale with character level. So the straight up resistance, you can get 5, 10, or 15 resistance based on your character level. Between character level 1 and 10, you'll get 5, and 11 to 20, you'll get 10, and in epic levels, you'll get 15 resistance, but it's a guild bonus, which has never existed before, so it will stack with everything that you've got. Including the spell, which the old version did not stack with. The arcane spells or energy resistant spells.
Is there any idea when Update 22 is going to be released live? We're not yet ready to make an announcement as to when Update 22 will be live. I guess I'd put it to you this way. If you're going to be going to work tomorrow, you'll be just fine, but if you're taking off the month of June to climb the Himalayas, you'll be there when you get back. So that's about as close as we want to get at this point. Let's see, what else we got? Any final questions? Does the guild resist bonus stack with the old guild slot items? You're thinking ahead, aren't you? I think the answer is yes.
I believe the answer is yes, because I believe the guild bonus type itself did not exist.
Are we going to see the new Crystal Cove update before Update 23, or will this be after 23? We're actually in conversations about that very subject right now in-house in terms of the exact timing of when we're going to be bringing back Crystal Cove, where we want, one of the things we're hoping to do is give the loot an upgrade to bring it up to level 25, right?
To do, yes, the plan is to do some loot for players in epic levels beyond level 20, which is where the current loot goes.
Yeah, yeah. It's a matter of finding the exact time to be able to do that while we deal with a whole bunch of other development priorities, like getting Update 22 out the door and all that sort of thing. But it is on our agenda, and it is something we hope to bring to you real soon. Whether it's ready for the next time we release Crystal Cove, again, that's being debated right now. We're trying to decide if we want to bring it back before we're able to update the loot, or if we should perhaps wait till we update the loot or then bring Crystal Cove back then. But we'll let you know as soon as we can. Let's see. Are there new ships for lower level guilds? The answer to that is yes, all of them. We are removing the guild level bonus requirement for Astral Shard airships.
Correct.
Yep. The Plat airships do have guild levels associated with them, but the Astral Shard ones do not. So if you are so inclined, you can go right up the chart and purchase the top tier airship as it works right now. And I guess we should say, in terms of purchasing, you do go to the current airship vendor showroom. You'll see it's received a revamp where you can see all the airships laid out and all that sort of thing. And you upgrade them in tiers. Basically the way it's done right now, where you buy one ship and then upgrade it.
For the Shard line specifically, there's also a new UI for buying the airships specifically. We've also, I believe, lowered the requirement to get your first airship to guild level 10.
Okay. Sounds good. Are old amenities disappearing? Yes, the plan is to not continue to sell old amenities with the release of Update 22.
I believe they're still going to be there for Update 22, but,
okay.
but we are planning to deprecate them and stop selling them at some point.
Okay.
But that means literally stop selling them if you have them.
Right. If you have them, you'll be able to keep using them in your cargo hold.
Yep. All right. Do we have an Astral Shard cost for the new ships yet? Our e-commerce team is finalizing the numbers as we speak, and we'll get those numbers to you when Update 22 is released. Let's see. Any final questions here? Can we stockpile current amenities? Yeah, you can. Go. And let's see. I guess we're just about ready to wrap up. Why don't we take one more question if someone's got it? Otherwise, we will call it a stream here. All right, let's call it done. Thank you very much for joining us here on our Update 22 preview on Lamania. Stay tuned if you want to join us on Lamania. We're going to be putting up a new prop for Lamania, I believe, within the next couple of days here. And that will be announced on the forums. I believe we even have a dev event planned for Friday-ish, I think. Stay tuned on the Lamania forums for that. But we're going to give you a chance to preview this on Lamania this weekend if you're interested. Stay tuned for Update 22's exact release date. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Google+. You can join us on the DDO forums. And you can also join us here on twitch.tv/DDO stream. If you follow us, you'll get notified if you want to be notified when we go live for events just like this. All right, so thank you very much for joining us. I am Community Manager Cordovan. With me is Knockback, Sealstar, and Varguil. Say goodbye, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.